Question: do you happen to have a cup of tea, cup of coffee, drink of water, or just want to kick back with, well, my special guest? Back in a minute. Hey, Steve.
Hey, Jan.
How you doing today?
Oh, not too bad. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for being here.
Hmm.
Everybody notice below, we're going to talk today, Steve and I, about a mixed bag of tips and tricks. And I want to get my banners ready. And we're going to divide it up into categories, just try to make things a little bit clearer and a little bit more simplified. And we're going to begin with Steve. We're going to get started with the repurposing ones. I know that you have a really nice one coming up.
Yeah. Um, what I do is not necessarily found in a wholesale club. I'm pretty sure you could probably find them in a regular store as well. What I like to do is your cashews, almonds, mixed nuts. You get the idea. Your nuts. They come in these clear plastic containers with a screw-on lid. And what I like to do is upon the usage of, eating up all the nuts that's in the container, um, I like to take the container and wash it out and let it dry. And then I like to use it for putting sugar, flour, um, any ketchup packets or mustard, mayonnaise, bouillon packets that comes from the ramen noodles, anything that you may get like when you go out to a restaurant and they give you these packets of, because I just mentioned the condiments, but you can store, the possibilities are endless in these containers. I mean, it can be kitchen stuff, the condiments, the sugar, the flour, the cornstarch, whatever you want to put in it. Uh,
Amazing.
yeah, you could hold, stuff in there. So that's what I do.
Can I tell you something, Steve? I have a confession. I have one of those cashew ones. Well, actually, the cashews belong to my brother, and he brought that like a little bit left over and stay in the same bottle you're describing. Once they were finished, I washed it out. To this day, now we're going on about 4 years later, I still use it for sugar. I put my 4 pounds of sugar in it every single
Mhm.
time. It has never failed me. I love those containers. Never get rid of them.
No, no, hold on to those if you
Oh
can
my
get.
gosh. You know what, Steve? Talking about containers and things and repurposing, you and I like to use those complete meals. We've mentioned them several times on both of our shows. I don't throw those little tubs out because one, they are really good for food portion control. Because like you're trying to, control the amount of food you're eating, you really can't get all that much in there. And Steve, I'm not sure if it's okay, but I think I would probably get at least one more use in the microwave with that. What do you think? You think that might work or not?
Well, you could use the Hormel Complete little container. You could use it for portion control if you want to go that route. What do I use those Hormel Complete containers for? If I want to, okay, coming back to cashews, mixed nuts, all of that, I put it in there and eat just a certain amount. If I want to eat pretzels, if I want to eat a snack chip or one of the snacks that I really enjoy, I'm going to go ahead and show it here. I love this thing. I love these to death. Gardetto, you got the dried bread, the pretzels.
Oh my word.
Well, I will take that and I will put it in one of those little Hormel Complete, and you're eating just that amount. So if you're trying to watch calorie intake, carb, whatever, if you're trying to, I don't really watch carbs all that much. I really watch more of a calorie count than I do anything. I've been, I can eat a 13, 1400 calorie a day diet and be just fine. A lot of people
Wow.
say, a lot of people say, "Oh, but Steve, you're not eating enough." Well, no, that's incorrect. It's not how much you eat, it's what you eat. Because everybody's calorie daily intake is going to vary. Mine could be 13, 14, yours could be 12 or 11. Somebody else's could be 1800. It's going to vary because we all have different eating habits. But I try to keep mine between 13 and 14. I've been doing that now since 2004. I do watch carb intake. I don't focus a lot on the carb. I really focus more on not carbs, but calorie. I go by the calorie. I've been known to write it down.
Sure.
So
But Steve, I would never have, you know, I don't know, I have a mental block about that. To use it as a snack tray,
you can.
controllable, this is amazing. You put M&Ms in there, not going to get into that much trouble. A few chips in there. They are not the biggest thing. Look at that. We got an extra repurposing tip out of. Thanks a lot, Steve.
Yeah.
So the next item we're going to move on over to is quick tips for cash savings. Steve, I know you have a really good one coming up here.
I do. Let's see here. I'm gonna go back to it. What what I say about that is people I know still like to write an old timey, old fashioned check. There's nothing wrong with them, but you don't really have a lot of control over a check. Um, I know that if you write a check, it usually takes 3 to 4 business days for it to clear your account. So I know people, and my dad has done it in the past. It's just a few days before he got paid. You need groceries. He would go and write a check a couple of days before his money would show up. By the time he writes that check, goes grocery shopping, runs the check through, by the time it clears the account, the money's there. But with a check, it's a little bit of a dangerous thing. You're taking a gamble. Not only that, to write a check, it's actually costing you more money than what it's worth because you have to buy the check, then you got to buy your envelopes to mail the check, then you got to buy your stamps to mail the check. So you're better off. I'm not big on a debit card. I would much rather use a credit card instead of a debit. Debit, yes, it comes out of your account faster. It works the same as a check. It's just more modernized. You don't have to buy the check. You don't have to buy the stamp. You don't have to buy the envelope. You don't have. It's you're just focusing on just the card. But I don't like using a debit card. I'd say on a scale of 1 to 10, I might use a debit twice, if that. I would much rather do the credit because you're coming off of a credit line. You're not going to have NSF. You're not going to have non sufficient funds. You're not going to have any bounce payments. Then that's costing you even more money. Oh, coming back to the check can bounce. Then if you have a bounce check, that's going to run you 25, $30. If you have NSF, which you can also run into that with a debit, then you're looking at 25, $30 there. That's the reason why I stick with a credit card.
And those are very good reasons. And I know in the future you're going to be hopefully doing a show dedicated to all that, which I look forward to one day
Yeah.
because you know so much about this stuff. I just want to mention something on my end about quick tips for cash savings. People need to realize that coins are cash. People look at a penny. Oh, it's just a penny. Oh, it's just a dime. Oh, it's just a nickel. Oh, it's just a quarter. Can I tell you a real life story?
Sure.
Many years ago, Steve, true story. My mom, I wish she was here to verify it. We were watching the news, and there was some seemingly eccentric man that spent, I think it was $400 or $500 in quarters on an old piano. He got a piano at a discount, but he paid for the $500 in a wagon filled with quarters. He pulled this wagon up to the store and paid it entirely in quarters. I laughed so hard. I said, "Who is this funny man?" And did the store person take it? The store person did accept it, and he paid for a piano with quarters. Well, the really funny part of the story is I actually ended up marrying that man.
Oh, okay. Well,
G, without getting the name out, G.
right, right. Um, yeah.
I
Well,
never knew we'd meet one day. I said, "You're that guy?"
well, just like the, I know this is not about music, but that's my always going to be my ish. But just like the song from the '80s by the Fix, one thing leads to another.
Yes,
So,
yes.
but yeah, and the thing of it is, there's so many there's so many different ways and so many methods, and what a majority of it, what people really need to do, things can work, little tips can work for people, but the biggest thing is you got to use your head.
Yes.
If you don't use your head, then you're going to be stuck standing there holding a bag. Well, okay, yeah, what do I do? And you're going to have your finger stuck somewhere. I'm not going to mention, but you get where I'm going with this. But
Absolutely.
I mean, hey, I got to throw a little sarcasm in there. I'm working to be another side of
I
me.
love what you mentioned though, Steve, about with the the checks, and it could be really risque.
Yeah,
I mean, and those fees are exorbitant.
yeah.
And postage, I think, did postage just go up again recently? Not
I
long
don't know
ago.
what it costs now to mail
Just-
I don't know what a stamp costs. The last time I bought a stamp, it was like 48 cents. But I
yeah,
think now it's like 51 or 2.
something like that. These are the expenses that, if you're not careful, really add up. Steve, we're going to head on over now to some quick. Whoop, wait, where am I? I'm sorry. Grocery shopping tips, Steve.
Okay. Yeah, I have that.
So, do you want to go first, or?
Yeah, what I wanted to mention about grocery shopping tips. Of course, you don't have to have a cell phone. You can do it with a tablet, a small tablet if you have that. You can go to the grocery store that you're going to shop, go to their app, pick whatever store you're going to, and go and type in the search bar specifically what you're going to need to go shopping to get. Go over to what your item is, tap on it. Somewhere on that page, maybe down below, it says add to list. Tap on that, and it's going to put what you want to buy in that list. Keep searching, and then tap, it'll go to list. Search again for each item that you need to do. Search, tap, add to list, and so on and so on. You get my idea. A lot of the time, like Publix has it, Walmart has it. Not only will it put it in a list, it'll also tell you what aisle it's on. So when you start shopping, you're going to start shopping in order, but you're going to start out on one end and you're going to start and finish at the other end. So all of your shopping will be done, aisle for aisle for aisle for aisle. You're not going to go from aisle 3 to aisle 10, aisle 10 back to aisle 5, 5 to 12. You won't be doing that. You'll be going in numerical aisle order. You start over here, you end over there. Then you check out.
I love this. I love this because it also takes away the excuse, "I left my paper list at home."
A lot of people do that.
Right. Most people, no matter what happens in life, they remember to take their phone with them. People feel practically naked without their phone. Sorry to
Oh,
put it that way, but
true, true.
it's right. Years ago, I used to be like that about my wristwatch back in the old days, Steve. I would not feel right unless I'm like, "Oh no, I didn't wear my watch," like going out without my wristwatch. I didn't feel right. I had to have my wristwatch on back in the very old
Old
days.
days. Yeah, yeah. Well, now I've never been. I don't hate watches, but I've never really been a fan of wearing a watch. Even when I was a kid, I was never really because well now and well back then it worked a little bit against me because I was not always able to locate the time. I would have to ask somebody. But now that I have a cell phone, all I've got to do, it tells me right at the top. Or if my phone goes dormant, if I just let it sit here and let it go dormant or go into a mode, when I pick it up, it gives me the time right there.
That's it.
So I don't need a watch. It's right here.
You're right. And another thing people really don't need to do anymore while we're on that subject is go to the TV to put on the weather anymore.
No,
Pick up your
no,
phone.
no, right here.
Amazing. Amazing. You know, Steve, I want to throw in about something with shopping. This has been said before, but it bears worth repeating. Never shop, not just only hungry, but never shop when you are hangry. Did you ever have like an argument with someone? You're about to go to the grocery store. You have an argument with someone. Your mind is far, far away from the grocery store. You go in there. You just mindlessly, not forget the list, where no matter where it is on paper or on a tablet. You just mindlessly throw things in your wagon. Boom, 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 and out you go. Never shop hungry and never shop angry. Never shop hangry.
No, that's another one because if I'm just going to come out and say it, if you go shopping all pissed off or you are mad at the world or if somebody pissed on your Wheaties, yeah, I said it. But if you go to the store upset, you're gonna just I want you're just gonna start grabbing. When you get to go to ring up to go out, you might spend 2.5, 3 times more than what you originally went in there for.
You are so, so right.
I've never gone shopping hangry or angry, however you want to look. No, I've always tried to go shopping cool, calm, and collected. And of
Absolutely.
course, I make sure I've eaten a little something before I went.
Yes, it does make a difference to not be hungry
Yeah,
because you smell the bakery smells. You see the fresh items. You're like, I want this, I want that. Meantime, you really don't want to pay for this and that or need it.
yeah,
You know what, Steve? Come back with a wave in a minute. Steve and I
okay.
will be back with the wave in a minute. Before we go, I want to remind everybody, thank you, Steve. I want to remind everybody to please head on over to the Steve Young 74 channel. Every single Tuesday, Steve has a 6 a.m. Eastern Recipe Tuesday show.
Mhm.
Thursday afternoons, you can look forward to a show. And many times on a Saturday or a Thursday, it's flexible. Somehow magically, I enter one of those shows, right? I don't know how that happens.
Yeah, yeah, you're there. But
We work very well together, and
yeah,
we have worked together long before this platform. Just saying, just saying. So we are not an accident. All right, there you go. Steve, you have anything you want to add before we go?
no, not really. Now that my channel is, you know, I'm not that far away at the moment from the 500 mark, less than 100,
Yay.
and my watch hours are in a fabulous position. I'm in I'm in the low 3300s now.
Wow.
So, you know, I I just want to thank everybody who chose to come to my channel and decided to subscribe to me. I'm also happy that you find the content that I put out there to your liking and to be of help. And I say this all the time. If I help one, I've my goal has been met for the day. If I help two, three more people, I have more than succeeded. When I get comments showing that I've been of help to you, that makes me even more so want to come on the days that I do, with you or solo, and that makes me want to hit that record button even more.
Oh, so amazing. Steve, I have to throw this in. Congrats about your really fantabulous watch hours and your whole new
Yeah.
subscribers and soon to be new chapter before you know it. But
Mhm.
I want to say something. This is the truth. I have never seen such loyalty to a person on a live show. When Steve goes live, for example, on occasion, the same folks show up. They can let him hang there for hours. For hours. You're
That's right.
amazing.
Yeah.
So there has to be a reason. Thanks everybody for your time. I hope you enjoyed your break today. Take good care. Steve and I will be back again in the not so distant future. Take good care. Head to his channel. Bye bye.
Bye.